Okay, so should I start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, all the students and the faculty members of Vidyavadini College of Engineering and Technology. Under the guidance of our student-centric management, supportive management, and our principal sir, we established a nodal center of virtual lab in 2019 under the COEP Pune. This project is basically a project of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, and this project focuses mainly to give the access to the different equipments and practical, you can say, setups virtually or remotely for the students of India. So using this virtual lab, you can perform the different experiments for different subjects. I will say almost all the subjects of the engineering by sitting at your home. Only need is to have the internet connection. So now the speaker will tell you how to register and use different virtual lab, how to perform experiments, and all these things can be very helpful such that you can perform the experiments, you can do the simulations. Then after doing this, you can take the screenshot of that, prepare a PDF, and you can upload it as a experiment write-up. Okay, so that work is very smoothened such that you can perform the practical as well as you can prepare a write-up and you can upload it on the appropriate links provided by your subject teacher. So this is really very good initiative by the government of India, and it is free of cost, properly managed. Even the all the attendance and all your records are maintained at virtual lab portal, and that is shared with us. So the number of students perform the practicals, the time spent on particular practical, everything is recorded in virtual lab portal, and that is shared with us, so that we can come to know that who and how much time is provided for particular performing the particular experiment. So all these things are there. So as a nodal center in charge, I will say nodal center officer, Mr. Vishal Pandey is handling all these things, and this is definitely useful for all of us in this pandemic situation. So thank you very much. Now I will request speaker to.
Praful sir, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, for first year engineering, you can perform the practical of all the practical of CP, 50% practical of chemistry, and 50% practical of physics. You can perform on the virtual lab. Okay, Sneha ma'am, you can start now.
Okay, so good morning, all the students and the faculty members are available here. It gives me immense pleasure to first of all introduce myself. Myself, Mrs. Sneha Matre, working as assistant professor in computer engineering department, and I work with this institute from last 6 years. Today we have gathered here for the know about the virtual lab. So basically, it is the computer-based activity where student can interact with the experimental apparatus and other activity via computer interface. So can anyone tell me what is exactly the virtual lab or why we use the virtual lab? Yes, you can type your answer in the chat box or you can unmute and give me the answer. Yes. You know about the virtual lab? The students? You can type your answer in the chat box. To get the feel of actual lab, okay. It is a simulations of experiment, fine. So basically they are provided the simulated learning environment that allow the students to complete their laboratory experiment online and explore the concept theories without stepping into physical lab. Okay, so as Praful sir already said that we have the only internet connectivity is required and they are just provide us the learning environment with the whatever the compute online concepts and the theories are provided with that. Okay, so it is actually basically the simulator is provided or simulated learning environment is provided. So now we have the tie-up with the COEP, that is College of Engineering Pune, and our college has established the virtual lab nodal center in 2019. So basic objective to establish this nodal center, to it offers the remote access to the lab in various disciplines, and it promotes the idea to perform the laboratory sessions using virtual lab. Okay, so now today I'll explain you first how to register on the COEP virtual lab. First, you have to register yourself on the virtual lab, and then you can perform the practical on that. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. Okay, so is my screen visible, students?
Not yet, ma'am. Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, fine. So I'll just open the new tab. Okay, and you can directly search on Google. If you want, I'll give you the link to open the virtual lab, COEP virtual lab portal. Okay, so on the Google, you can directly type a COEP virtual lab. Okay, so is it visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the first link they have given as a COEP virtual lab, click on that. So the link or the URL, that is a portal COEP lab. So if you want, I'll just paste this. Wait a second. Okay. So in the chat box, I'll just paste this URL. So you can click on that right now. So please just do these steps, whatever I follows. Okay. So now this window will be open. So COEP virtual lab, and they have just explained about the COEP and VLab. Okay, the objective and the explanation is given on the home page. Now here the tabs are given as a home, program, team, contact, and register. So once you have just opening this site first time, first of all, you have to register yourself. So click on the register. Okay, so I'll just click on the registered. Don't scribble on the screen, please, students. Okay, so after click on the registration page, they're asking you to sign up, and you have to fill your details first time. Okay, so I just fill my details. So my first name I have entered as a Sneha, then last name as a Matre, and the middle name, okay, and the date of birth. Okay, so whatever the date of birth is there, you have to enter that. And they're asking for mobile number, you have to enter that, and gender. Okay, and then here on the whatever the registration page, they are asking you to select the college nodal center code and the name. So our college code is a NC17, and you know the college name as a Vidyavardhini College of Engineering. So if you want directly search as a Vidyavardhini College, you can type as a Vidyavardhini. So here the option is there, NC17 Vidyavardhini College of Engineering and Technology, Palghar. Okay, and again you have to enter your email address. So all the students, they need to register with their VSET email ID only. Okay, whatever your VSET email ID allotted to you, using that only you have to register for the COEP virtual lab. Getting, and the click on I agree button and registered yourself. Okay, they are asking me to enter the mobile number, so I just entered my mobile number, and I'll just click on the registered number. Registered. Okay. So here my email ID is already registered. So they have given the pop-up message that email ID is already registered, entered another email ID because my registration is already done. Okay. So you have to register yourself. So I just register myself with another email ID. So that will be very easy to understand you the concept. Okay. So I just enter the mobile number and I just select the college name as a Vidyavardhini College of Engineering, and I just entered my another mail ID. Okay, here I entered my personal mail ID and I'll just trying to register myself. Yeah. So now the login details sent on your registered email ID. Okay, for your understandable purpose, I just register myself with my different mail ID. Now, once you have registered, you'll get your username and password on your registered mail ID. Now, I'll show you how you will get the password on your registered mail ID. So I just click on my registered mail ID. Just need to check the
Ma'am, is it working in mobile?
yeah.
Ma'am, I'm not able to see the register tab.
Which one?
Register.
Register tab on your mobile.
Yes,
Don't
ma'am.
scribble. Who is Rahul Singh? Who is Rahul Singh? Please don't scribble on the screen. Just type the URL on your web browser and you can open your COEP virtual lab page, then register page, then fill your details and you will get the sign in page. Okay. And then they'll ask you to enter the username and password. So they have mailed you that username and password. So I'll just wait for it. Yeah, I got this mail in the promotions. So VLab COEP, from that login details are given. In that my username, user ID is always your mail ID. So whatever your registered mail ID is there, so that is your user ID. And they have given the random password. So you have to just copy this password. I'll just select this password and paste it in the password. And my username is my mail ID, that is whatever I have given my mail ID. So that is my username. Okay. Now I'm just signing in the virtual lab. Okay. So once you have signed in, you'll get this page like a virtual lab as a COEP and the different departments are given. Firstly, once you have done with the login, successfully login, click on your profile and you can change your password, because as you seen, the password is a very difficult to remember. So firstly you need to change your password. So whatever the password they have given you, just copy that password and in a change password mode, just type in the old password and whatever the new password you want to set, you can set password. Okay. So I'll just setting my password in the new field. Okay, and I'll just click on the submit. So my password is changed successfully. Okay, now you can click on the home button. So whenever you are just re-login to your COEP site, at that time you can enter your own password, whatever you have set. Okay, getting? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Fine. So after successfully login, you can see the different departments given over here. Different disciplines are given: computer engineering, electronics and communications, electrical, biotechnology, mechanical, chemical, civil engineers, and other disciplines are given, chemicals and physical. So whatever your interest, okay, according to that, you can choose any
Hello.
department.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
Sneha ma'am, एक minute.
Yeah.
So in chemical science, you can perform the practical of chemistry, and in physical science, you can perform the practical of physics.
Yeah.
That will be that already informed by the faculty. Faculty will be tell which practical you have to perform. Okay. Continue, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So whatever your interest, like there is no restrictions, like if you're from the computer department, so you can access only computer department. No, you can access any other branches or any other discipline to perform the practical according to your interest. Fine. So now today I'll explain you about the C programming practical, which is consist in the computer engineering. Okay, if you want, you can like search any other practicals. Okay, and after the clicking on the computer engineering, again there are the different subjects are provided, or different labs are provided, and in the labs they have given the name as a data structure lab and like IIT Hyderabad. Okay, so these are the like we have the IIT Hyderabad supporting institute with the whatever the practicals are conducted. So they have just established those practicals. So like data structure lab, we have the pattern recognition, computer organization, computer program. Now today I'll explain you about the computer programming, because you know only the computer programming. Right now you having this subject in the second sem. Okay. Other computer branches student, they can explore the any other practicals, whatever the practical names are given here. Okay, so click on the computer lab. So after opening the computer lab, again they are showing you the number of experiments are available in the computer programming labs. Okay, so these are the topics are available. Okay, so we'll just performing those practicals now. In a CP programming or computer programming, you have to perform the practicals in a practical session. So like some of the practicals we will be conducting through this virtual lab. As sir has already said, you have to prepare the write-ups for this. So whatever experiment you have performed on this virtual lab, we have the utilization report, or we get the utilization report of every student. So every student has to perform the practicals on the virtual lab for C programming. I'm just talking about the C programming. Other faculty members are taking their practicals like physics and chemistry. Okay, so for every subject you have to perform the practicals and you have to prepare the write-ups. Okay, so whatever the we will give you the format for what we want exactly in the write-ups. Okay, so you just need to perform the practical whenever the faculty members are asking you to perform. Okay, so in a practical session only you have to perform the practicals on the virtual lab. So it is mandatory to register yourself first on the virtual lab. Okay, my suggestion is register right now. So whatever the problem you are facing while registering, you are asking me to. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
That means we have to only perform the practical over here, and submission will be on some other place.
Submission means you have to like prepare the PDF file, whatever you have performed the practical, you have to take the screenshot. So faculty member get idea that you have already performed that. That's why only. You have to utilize this platform while performing the practical. Okay. Yes, any other doubt? Whenever CP faculty members are asking you to perform the practicals on particular topics or the aim is given, so you have to perform the practical while in a practical sessions. Okay. So I hope everyone getting. So should I wait? Like you are just registering yourself? Please let me know if you are facing any problem while registrations.
Ma'am, I can't see the tabs which are there given.
I think from mobile phone, wait, I need to check. Wait for the 2 minutes. I'll just checking with my mobile phone.
Yes,
Other
ma'am.
student, please start registering yourself so that whatever the problem you are facing, so I can resolve that problem here only. Yeah, on mobile phone also they are showing you the registration tab. Screen को आप rotate करो.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, just rotate your screen on mobile phone, and the tab is already there for the register. So first of all, register yourself, and I'm just repeating that this thing. You have to register yourself with your VSET email ID only. So I hope other students are doing their registrations. If you are facing any issues, please let me know, or you can put in the chat box also. I have pasted the link in the chat box. Once you are done with the registration, please let me know, because I need to explain the 1 or 2 experiments which we want to perform in the CP practicals. It's a simple process for the registrations.
मैम लिंक
Yeah.
फिर से भेजो ना एक बार प्लीज.
Yeah, wait. I'll send the link again. Okay, I have pasted the link in the chat box. Yeah, so mostly some of the students have already done their registration. It is a very simple process for the registration. You have to just fill your details. And please register with the VSET mail ID. And once you are done with the registration, don't forget to change your password. You can change it afterward, but whatever will get the mail from the COEP. So that password is very difficult to remember. So you can change your password. I have shown you how to change the password. Okay, so should I start with the explanations for the C programming labs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in a C programming labs, we have the number of experiments. Okay, so the numeric approximations, functions, advanced control flow, array structure, basic control flow. Okay, today I want to explain you about the expression evaluations and the basic control flow, because these are the basic topic, and currently you are just learning those topics in your CP lectures. So that's why I want to explain these topics. Other topics are the advanced topic, that is array, structures, string and pointer. So later on, once the in the lecture these topics were done, so at that time you can, or the faculty members can explain these practicals. Okay, so the first experiment I want to explain you about the expression evaluations. So I just click on this. One second. It is showing errors. I just refresh my page. It will take time to open the page, but I think it's working now.
होतंय ओपन, माझ्याकडे झालंय ओपन. कोणतं आहे, कोणती लॅब आहे? कॉम्प्युटर प्रोग्रामिंग.
Yes.
होईल 2 मिनिटं. नाही तर मग त्यांना फोन करावा लागेल COP ला, सर्व्हरचा काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे. झाले माझ्याकडे कॉम्प्युटर प्रोग्रामिंग लॅब ओपन.
So you can share the screen so I can explain it.
ओके.
Wait, I just stop.
वेट कर, स्टॉप नको करू, थांब 2 मिनिटं. येईल 1 मिनिट. एकदा एक ओपन झाले ना, आलं ना?
Yeah. So I'll just click on expression evaluation. Yes, fine. Yes, students, sorry for the interruptions. We'll just continue with how exactly the practicals are going to perform on any subject. So firstly, after clicking on the particular experiment, like I have clicked on the expression evaluation. Okay, so this screen will be, I think the screen is open. Now there are the tabs over here. The first tab is for the aim. So whatever the aim they are given for the experiment. So they have shown the aim and the objective of this experiment. Now the expression evaluation means what? Whatever the operators you have performed or whatever operators you having in the tokens of the C. Okay, so every operator has a precedence, right? Getting? So to show those precedence in the programming, we have this objective, that is to learn about the different types of operators, to learn about the precedence of the operator, and to learn how to evaluate the expressions. Okay. Yeah. So there is a aim and the objective for each experiment. When we are just clicking on particular experiment, first they have shown the aim and the objective of that experiment. After that, the theory is given to particular topics, like whatever the objective we have said, to different types of operator, precedence of operator, then how to evaluate the expression. So related to the theory, whatever the expression evaluations and what is exactly the procedure of the, what we can say that what is exactly the theory behind the concept, so that will be displayed in the theory tab. So you can read the theory concept. Okay, so here the table is given for the operator. Okay, is it visible to you, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so the operators are given like a square bracket, then dot or the full stop, then round bracket, close. Okay, increment operator, decrement operator, pre-increment, post-increment, and logical operator. Okay, according to that, the level is given. So the priority is given to each and every operator. Okay, so according to that, we can evaluate the expressions. Whatever the expression is given to you, or the whatever problem statement of expression is given to you, you can solve that expression using the precedence of operator. So you should know the what is exactly the priority of operator or the precedence of operators. Fine. So here we have the explanation about the what exactly the operators and the types of operators and the precedence of operators. Okay. Again, here we have the procedures of the experiment. Okay, now the simulation is provided over here, and how exactly you are going to perform the practical. So the procedure, like every practical, you are just writing the algorithm. Okay, for every C program, you should know the what is the algorithm and what is the flow chart. So you are just writing the basic step, how you are going to perform the practicals, or how you are going to perform write the program for particular problem statement. Okay, so here they have given the procedure how we are going to perform the practical on the simulator. Okay, so here they are asking you to select the type of operator and data types you want to work upon from top to most bar. Okay, now before the just reading out the procedure, I directly explain you how exactly the simulator work. Okay, so after the procedure we have the simulation. Okay, so on the simulation tab, here they are having the click on the link below to go to simulation page. They have already the tab is given to click here, or they have the link for the simulation. And one more note is given, that is to run the simulation flash player, the version is given is required. Okay, so if you don't have, you can download this. Okay, some of the simulator directly open directly on the web page, and some simulation asking you to download the flash player. Okay, so now I think this practically directly opens on the web page, so you can see the, I think the screen is visible, expression evaluation on the top of the window is written. Then they are asking you to select the operator. Now they're having the 3 operators. Now this simulation has already, they have written one of the program. Okay, you have to just select the input values and whatever the operators you want to select, you have to just select that one. You cannot write any program by yourself. The program is already written over here. You have to just see how we can execute that program or how we can debug the program. Okay, this simulator is shown you how exactly the program is going to execute. The whatever program is given, you can understand, or you can, whatever the logic is given, try to understand that logic. Okay, and the on the left hand side they have initialized the values. Okay, and they're asking you to takes the input, or you can edit that inputs. Okay, the input is already provided, edit option is there, you can take the input by your choice. Again, expression, number of expressions are given, again you can choose any expressions. Okay, and according to the expressions they can show you the, or the simulator will show you the evaluations or flow of executions. Okay, so debugging part will be seen after entering the input over here. Okay, now they are asking the first input, they are asking me to the select the operator, so I'll just select the arithmetic operator, simple operator. Okay, now initialize the value. We have the 4 variables A, B, C and D. So these are my 4 inputs, right? Okay, you know the concept of variables and how we are going to take the input. So that is the input we are taking. If you want, you can edit this value. Instead of 2, you can enter the 3 or any other value, and you can save that value. Fine. Now there are the on the again left hand side, you can see at the bottom line they are asking you to select the expressions. Okay, again they have the number of expression, you can choose one of the expression. Now I'm just choosing this expression, A plus B, the bracket is given into C minus D. Okay, and once I choose the expression, you can see in the middle part they are given as an evaluation flow of expression, so they'll show you the how we are going to execute. On the right hand side they have the code output, so the output will be displayed over here stepwise. So step by step they're showing you how exactly expressions are evaluated. Getting? Again, the current step means you are just executing the current step, or they are just showing the iterations over here. Okay, so once I click on the start button, the expression is written with the values, whatever your expression, that is a plus b into c minus d. So here variable are replaced by their value. So here the reason is given for the first expression. Okay, or we can say that the first step of the evaluation. Fine, clear students? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After that, I'm clicking on the next button. So that will be show you the first execution step. So here the bracket have highest precedence than other operator. And in the case of more than one brackets, the bracket will be solved from left to right fashion. So as the precedence operator, the round bracket has the highest precedence in the operator. Okay. So firstly, we are just solving
Okay,
this
ma'am.
bracket operation. So that is 3 plus 5. The
Ma'am,
reason
your
is
voice is
already.
breaking.
Hello. I'm audible.
Your voice is breaking in between.
Hello. I'm
Yes,
clearly
now it's
audible,
audible.
student. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, now it's audible.
Okay, fine. So once you have executing the first step, the reason is given over here. Okay. Fine. And the current step is showing as a 3 plus 5 equal to 8. Okay. Yeah. Now again, I need to click the next step. So next step is saying that, which is the next step? Here, after the performing this operation, that is the round bracket operation, the next step is the highest priority is given to the minus or the multiplication.
Multiplication.
Yeah, so in the arithmetic operator, the highest precedence is given to the, after the bracket, the next precedence is given to multiplication. Okay, so it will be solved first. So whatever the left side operation, you get the answer 5 plus 3, that is 8. And we are just performing the 8 into 10. So you'll get the current step answer as a 80. Correct? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, again, I need to click on the next button, and the step 3 saying that 80 minus 11. So here, lastly, we have give the one operator is there, that is minus. So we need to solve that operator and operation. So 80 minus 11, I'll get the answer 69. Okay. And next step, I got the answer as a output answer as a 69. Okay. So once I click the next button, they are giving the message that evaluation completed. Okay. Now I'm going to, again, they are asking me to select the operator and the choose the operator. So here I'll select the bitwise. Okay. And the number of the operations are given over here. So I'll just select the left hand side operator. Okay. Now see here, my operation, in the operation, how many variables they have taken?
Two.
Two variables, A and B. So whatever the input value we have given initially, that is A and B. So they are just consider only these two inputs. Okay. Student, please mute yourself. Yeah. So here they are just considering this A and B value. They are not considered C and D, because in my expression, only two variables are included. Okay. So I'm just clicking on the start button. So first we have just put the values instead of the variables. So here variables are replaced their values. Once I click on the next button, here they have the highest priority. So that is a 3 greater left hand side variable. That is a left shift operator and 2. So the answer is 12. Okay. Getting? Here they are not showing you the actual operations behind the left shift operator. You should know the what exactly the operations they are performing. So always the bitwise operator are performed on the binary numbers. Okay. Getting? So the binary numbers means what? The left hand side variable for 3, you are taking the 8-bit binary numbers, and the 2 is a, what is exactly two values? Can anyone tell me the operations behind the bitwise operator? Yes. What exactly the right side variable indicates? It indicates the number of the shifting bits from right to left. Okay, because here we are using the left shift operator. That means you have to shift the bits on the left hand side. Okay, so the 2 is the number of the positions. So that means you have to shift the bits by 2 positions on the left hand side. Okay, so after shifting the bits, whatever your answer get, again you have to convert that answer into the integer, and the answer you will get, or whatever the output binary value you get, so that answer is a 12. So that's why 3 left shift 2, you will get the answer as a 12. Getting? Yes, students?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Ma'am, can you please explain bitwise again?
Okay, so bitwise basically operator, you should know that bitwise operator always used to perform the on the binary operations. Okay, binary means what? Whatever the input value you are taking, so they are just performing the operations on their binary numbers. So आपने अगर input लिया है 3 and 2, so they'll take at the backgroundly the binary number of 3, so that is 8-bit binary numbers. So just consider that binary number, and whatever this right side variable, it indicate that how many times you have to shift the binary number on left hand side. You have to shift the 1 bit on the left hand side in the first iteration. Again in the second iteration, again you have to shift the 1 bit on the left hand side. Okay, so that is exactly the binary operations of bitwise left shift operator does. Okay, so this is the actual working of the bitwise. So now you can select any other operator for the perform the operations. Okay, now I just wanted to explain you the another experiments, that is the, again I go to the computer programming lab and I'll just select the basic control flow. Okay, so the basic control flow, this is the second experiment I just wanted to explain you. So this basic control flow, that is basically the control statement or control structure. Okay, whichever you are just learning right now in a CP lectures. Okay, so this control structure is basically to learn how the decision making is done, because sometimes the program need to take the decisions. Okay, and the decision statement is transferring the control to that particular flow or the particular statement. Okay, because the basic programs are performing the sequentially, they follow the sequential approaches. Okay, whatever you have written the algorithm, according to that programs are executed, but somehow we need to take the decisions in the programs, or we need to follow some conditions. Okay, so for that the decision making and the looping concepts are there. Okay, so the basic control flow experiment, they are just explain you to how to how exactly decision making is done, and to learn about the various simple construct used to control flow. So you simple construct means we have the different types of the decision structures, that is if else if ladder, nested if else. Okay, so we have used those concept in our program or those syntax. So the in introduction part, they are just given you why we require the control structures, or why we require the decision making statements in our program. Okay, so the theory or the syntax for the each and every types are given, that is if syntax is given, simple if else, nested if else, then for loop, sorry, else if ladder, switch case. Okay, so in a basic flow they are just concentrated on the decision making. Okay, now the procedure, they have performed the 2 parts of the experiment. The first part, that is positions of the point with respect to the rectangle. Okay, we just need to find the positions, the points are given and we have to find the position. And the second experiment, they ask you to perform the selecting the day of week. Okay, so this is the procedure they have given. So you can read the procedure afterwards. Okay, Now for to experiment, they have given you the link. So if I'm clicking on the first link, so my first experiment, they are asked me to perform. Now you can see here on the simulator, on the left hand side, the variables are given, input variables are given. Okay, and they've asked me you to enter the, or always whatever the points, X and Y positions, the points is given. I need to select the code, that is types of the code. Either I want to write that code with the if else or the if else if code. Okay, that is nested if else. Okay, and there is a expected output. Okay, so whatever the code you have choose, so according to that, the steps are executed and you just need to search your point on this expected outputs. Okay, now my problem statement is saying that I have these 4 coordinates with their input values. Okay, 4 coordinates are there and with their values. And again, they are asking me to search the 2 points or the 1 point with the X and Y coordinate, and to search that point in this rectangle. Okay, मुझे एक पॉइंट सर्च करना है जिसका मैंने कोऑर्डिनेट वैल्यू दिया है 150 and 150, and I just need to search that points on this rectangle. Okay, so first I just select the simple code if else. Okay, now the logic is already given over here. You can check the logic, what exactly the concept behind this program. Okay, and how we are just selecting the points on this using this logic. Okay, so I just go through this logic. I have just given the 4 flag values and they all the flag value initialized to 0. Okay, so this is my initialization steps. Okay, after that, I just need to check the condition if my first coordinate value is greater than the x1. Okay, the x1 means this is a x1 value. Okay, top corner, left hand side, top corner values, x1 coordinate. If my x is greater than equal to this coordinate value, then I set my flag as a 1. If x is less than x2, if it is less than x2, then my flag 2 is set 1. Okay, so I just need to check this top corner coordinate x1 and x2. If it is between of your x value is between these 2 coordinates, so my first 2 flags are set to 1. Okay, then I'm checking with the y coordinate. So if my y is greater than y1, so flag 3 is set to 1, and if it is less than y4, so it is set to 1. And after the setting, if all these conditions are satisfied and if your flags are setting to 1, and after that again I'm going to check the condition if all the flags are equal. I'm just using which operator over here? Double and operator means which one?
And
And means it is which types of operator?
logical operator.
It is a logical operator. So logic is saying that if your left hand side operand and right hand side operand both are the same, then only your condition gets satisfied. So in this case, I'm using all the flags and I'm using the logical operator in between. That means if all the flags values are same, then only entire condition gets satisfied. Otherwise, your answer get false, or if you we have the else part. Okay, so if all the flags are equal, so I'll just print the message inside means whatever the coordinate or whatever the point I want to search on the rectangle, so that point is inside the rectangle, else it is the outside the rectangle. Okay, now I'll just start my execution. I just put the values as a 150, 150, and the point is showing over here, output, expected output here. Now I'll just start my execution. The local variable, the value of x is 150 and y is 150. I'll just start my execution. Now your control is transferred to the main function. I'll just click on the next. So you can see here the flag value is just declared over here. It is always initialized to 0. So see on the left hand side execution, left hand side पे down corner पे देखो, all the flags is set to 0. Check the first condition if x is greater than equal to x1. Yes, that's why my flag 1 is set to 1. I click on the next button. Second condition is going to check on the execution part, red line part. They are showing you the execution, debugging part, right? Flag 2 is set to 1. Next,
मंदिर यही बनेगा.
flag is set to 3. Then if I'm clicking on this next execution, the flag is set to 4. And please mute all. Yeah. So here they are printing the message as is inside, because I got the all the flag as a 1, or all the conditions are satisfied. And once I check this operations, or once I check this another condition, which we are saying that if your all the flags are equal to 0, equal to 1, or all the flags are equal, then only if part is executed. Okay. And once I click the next button, it stops the execution and asks me to again execute the code. Okay, so you can check the same code with the else nested if else condition. So there is a code behind the same logic, whatever the output you want. So there is another logic for this particular problem statement. Okay, so this is a practical you need to perform while practical sessions. Okay, so basically there is a simulator provided and the code is already provided, and you just need to initialize some values, or you can change your input value, and you can choose the appropriate codes, or appropriate, like in a previous program we have to choose the operators, types of operators and expression. So according to your choice, you can choose any operators and try to perform the code. Okay, somehow the logic will be different, but the logic is already given over here, so you can just check the logic, or you are just try to understand that logic. Okay, getting, students? Yes, any doubt you can type in the chat box. Any doubt, students, in these two experiment, whatever I have explained? Yeah, students. You can type in the chat box. Okay, and after the simulations, after the perform the program, there is a manual tab. So here the manual is a what exactly expected output you want. Okay, then the further reading, in that references are given from where they have taken this concept or use the concept for the simulation purpose. So the references are given over here, and the feedback is just gives the feedbacks to the COEP virtual lab sites. Okay, so this thing you need to perform in the practical. I hope everyone getting what kind of practicals we are expected to perform in a C programming. Okay, now I'll just explain you only for the C programming. Okay, or the computer engineering branches. Like any other branches, if you want to access, so you can just access. I'll show you. Okay, for the chemistry and physics, they have the number of the labs are available. I don't know the names. Okay, but I'll just select one random practicals. Okay, so they have the experiment, that is estimations of amino acids in the coconut water, analysis of lactose and caron sugar. Okay, so these are the experiment, and the same procedure they have followed. The aim is given, theory is given. Okay, but somehow in the physics and chemistry, instead of the physical work, they have just show you the virtually how exactly the practicals are performed. Okay, In a computer programming, you didn't find any difference because we are just performing the practical on this Turbo C software or the code blocks or the virtual, any other Visual Studios. Okay, so we have the computer softwares only. So you didn't find any difference, but yeah, whenever you are performing the practicals on mechanicals or any civil or physics, chemistry, so at that time you will get the differences, why exactly the virtual lab we using. Okay, so these are the same procedure you can follow with any other practicals. And as I told you, you can access the any discipline or the any branches practical. Okay, so according to your interest. Okay, right now for the CP, you have to select the computer engineering branch, and there is a computer programming lab is there. So you have to choose that to perform the practicals. Okay. Yes, students, any other doubts? Yeah, in the code, there is a no header files given over here because the simulator, they are not provided with the libraries. Okay, they have their own libraries, so they don't need any header files. In app software like a Turbo C software or the any other Visual Studio software, we require to include the header files. Okay, because there is a limitations for the software, so that's why we are using the header files. Here the simulator, they don't require any header files. Okay, so that's why I ask you to please try to understand the logic behind the program, whatever the given, and perform the practical. Okay, students, any other doubts? Yeah, any other doubts, students? Okay, so we'll stop here. Now I just wanted to give the feedback link for the today's session. Okay, and this is your actually your attendance for today's session. Okay, so please fill this feedback form. Yeah, Deepak Bosle are asking, so we don't write any program. Yeah, you don't need to write any program. The logic and the program is already given, and you have to just whatever the logic is given, just look at that logic only. Yeah, Aniket is asking, please tell again how to log in the virtual lab. Yes, Aniket, I have already explained you. Have you joined the late for the session? Feedback link is not working. Why it is not working? Wait a second for 1 minute. I need to check. So the link is working, I think, right? Yes, students, it's working. Okay. Just type this link on URL and it is a short URL at UXZBV. Okay, if you want, I can share that link on ERP. Okay, and you will get this link and you can type it. Okay, you can fill the feedback form. Okay, anyone having any other doubt? Yes, someone is asking to explain the registration process. So you can contact me. I'll explain you personally because like, or you can wait sometimes. I'll explain you. Yes, sir has already sent the link in the chat box, so you can click and give your valuable feedback. And thank you, students, for being here and listening me. Okay, anyone having doubt? Yes, you can unmute yourself and ask me the doubt if you're having any doubts.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you, dear students, for attending this session. And thank you, Pandey sir, for giving me the opportunity to conduct this workshop. Thank you, Pandey sir and Praful sir. And thank you, dear faculty members, who have attended this workshop.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Staff
you,
गेला
ma'am.
का आहे स्टाफ?
Yes, staff, I think, आहे.
Yes, sir.
Student can be leave. Wait, staff can wait for 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you.
कोण कोण आहे और?
तत्वदर्शी सर आहेत, विशाल सर आहे.
अजून
आय थिंक क्रांती मॅम सुद्धा आहेत. क्रांती मॅम, आर यू देयर? Okay. Yeah. Priyanka ma'am?
Ma'am. Yes,
Okay, yeah. And Dhanashri ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
हॅलो मिस.
ओके.
Yeah. Yes, Aniket.
हॅलो. हा मॅम, तुम्हाला मी कॉन्टॅक्ट कशावर करू?
You are from which division?
ए डिव्हिजन.
A division, na? So CP faculty will explain you how to register.
Okay,
ओके ओके मॅम.
Yeah,
Aniket ma'am will explain you.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
simple
Yes.
process. Ma'am will explain you about it.
ओके मॅम. थँक्यू मॅम.
Okay, yeah, welcome.
मॅम रेकॉर्डिंग कुठे मिळेल?
Yeah, I'll share the recording on ERP. Okay, I'll share the link for that.
ओके मॅम. So
thank you, students. You can leave now.
अजून आहेत?
Yes, students, please leave the meet.
स्नेहा मॅम कॅन फोर्सफुली हे करा ना.
Remove करू.
हा करा ना.
Student, please remove. Sorry, please leave this meeting.
ठीक आहे.